Well, hello everyone, it's Thursday night and I'm leaving work early to head up to the Peak District. Well, I'm afraid we're stuck in the usual slow-moving A14 traffic. Hopefully we'll come out of it fairly soon. Oh, well, that's better. The traffic has freed up a bit, so we're on the move again. And it looks like we'll get to our campsite around about 7 o'clock tonight, probably just as it gets dark. Well, I've arrived and pitched up, and as predicted, I got here pretty much as it got dark. Well, the site I'm at is the Crowden Camping and Caravanning Club site in the High Peak, just between Ttxela and Black Hill. And the plan tomorrow is to perhaps have a bit of a walk up towards Black Hill, or maybe up even to the top of Black Hill, depending on how I feel. The theme of tomorrow I think is going to be fairly relaxed. The weather doesn't look great, it's starting to chuck it down now, but still nice to be away in the hills, I think. Well, it's very nearly a disaster. I think I took the tea bags in to top them up and left them in the house. So I was worried we hadn't got any tea bags, but I remembered there's a couple of boxes of them in my rucksack. So fortunately, saved the day, and I am going to be able to have a cup of tea. I haven't gained much of an impression of the site yet, because obviously I arrived in the dark. There's some youngsters staying here that were in high spirits and said hello to me when I arrived. I can hear their music playing quite loudly. It is only 7:30, so I guess that's fine. Doesn't worry me too much, but other people might find that a little bit disturbing perhaps. But anyway, it's all good. The weather seems to have really turned just as I arrived. The wind has got right up and it's absolutely lashing down. So I think I'm going to stay in the van, have a nice cup of tea, and probably eat my Cornish pasty. Ah, well, there we go. Got me tea and me pasty. I'm going to relax here for the evening. It's a grim night. Got the wastewater disposal and the chemical toilet disposal facilities here as well. And believe it or not, there's a drinking water tap there, but a bit dark for you to see it. Oh, well, that's enough of that. I'm going back to the van for a bit of apple pie. Yeah, it's a shame the old nights have started drawing in so quickly. A few weeks ago, I'd have been out in the sunshine this time of day. Oh, look at this. Nothing quite like apple pie and cream while the rain patters down on the roof of the van. Absolutely marvellous. Good night, everybody. Oh, good morning. It's a bit of a dozy sort of a morning today. I keep waking up then dozing off. I think it's about 8:30, so have a bit of a relaxed pace today. The weather's still a little bit poor, still drizzling a bit, but the wind's died down and it's nowhere near as stormy as it was last night. Well, I tell you, well, can't hang around in bed all day. Let's see if we can get some milk from the little shop. Let's get some breakfast on, shall we? I've got black pudding, egg and beans to have today. Oh, splendid. Oh, this should set me up for the day. Oh right, what Mr. Safety Owl was saying is that it might be interesting just to run through some of the stuff that I'm taking with me on my walk. Well, this is my sort of rucksack. It's a medium-sized rucksack. It's a Harket 45, and I've had it since I was a teenager. I think my dad bought it for me, and it's not worn out yet. I don't go for one of these covers you put over the top. I just put everything inside in the old plastic rubble sack. Now, I don't really take a lightweight approach. It's more a heavyweight approach, I suppose. So what I'm taking with me is, of course, a survival bag, just in case the very worst happens. And for navigation, I've got the Garmin and 2 spare sets of batteries. Actually 3 spare sets of batteries. So we're more than capable of surviving for quite a long while navigation wise. Of course, we also still have the map and compass, just to be sure. And I'll also be taking my mobile phone fully charged up as well, with the View Ranger app running. So we're all right for navigation, definitely. I'm trying to use rechargeable batteries now instead of disposable ones, be a bit more environmentally friendly. Now, we also have, of course, the stove, tea bags, milk, a couple of bottles of water, some meths and a mug, and they are, of course, the most important things. Also have the camera and the tripod, of course, a pair of binoculars, just because we can. There's a little lantern thingy here, which would be good if you did get stranded somewhere, just for a little bit of comfort lighting. There's also a torch there, just in case we get delayed and have to find our way back in the dark. I've got a warm pair of gloves. Don't think I'll need them today. Of course, I'll be taking the jumper of adventure, which is a very good thick woolly jumper. Keep me nice and warm if I stop and drink me tea. And I've also got me waterproof over trousers, and I've got some waterproof jacket as well. And I think I'll probably start out wearing them, to be honest. Now, I have checked the weather forecast for this area, and it does say it's going to be pretty much continual overcast, clouds, rain and occasional zombies. So nothing too major to watch out for there. It seems Mr. Safety Owl's not coming with us today. Apparently there's something in the forecast that worried him a bit. Well, I'm not sure what Mr. Safety Owl was worried about really. It's not too bad out here. Bleaklow over there is under quite a lot of mist. Well, we've gained quite a bit of height straight away with a fairly stiff old climb up from the campsite down there. And this here is Brookwood Holes. It's an old quarry. Looks a bit spooky rising up out of the murk, doesn't it? But there's no such thing as ghosts and ghouls and stuff. We know that, don't we? Obviously quite an extensive quarry at one time. I think Mr. Safety Owl's missing a treat not coming along on this walk. I'm certainly enjoying it so far. I think that's our path up there. This is a stiff old climb. Well, while I'm up here, I couldn't resist a peek into this old quarry. It's quite a nice spot. Obviously quite a bit of stone taken out here at one time. Not a bad little place for a wild camp, maybe. As long as you leave no mess. No caves or mines really in this part of the Peak District, because this is the gritstone rather than the limestone. It actually goes on right along this edge. It's quite a dramatic place really in this misty, murky gloominess. Morning, ladies. Yes, that would not be a good place to amble off of if you were lost in the murk. And you can just about see the reservoir down there through a break in the clouds. And this quarry is really much bigger than I anticipated. Anyway, our path takes us up that ridge. There you go, the weather's cleared a bit and you can see Woodhead Reservoir down there. Well, I have to say that although there is a path along here and the GPS shows me located bang on it, there's not a great deal of sign of it. It's obviously not that greatly used. Ah, I think I've found the path. Well, it's great to be up here, and I haven't seen a single other soul since I set out, which is quite nice actually. It's quite nice to be alone up on the hills. Well, I've had to track quite a way round. It might not look it, but some of this ground here is really boggy, like up to your waist kind of stuff. So I've had to come a lot further this way than the map suggests the path is, because I just couldn't get through it without potentially getting stuck or soaked. Anyway, I think we're on slightly firmer ground now. Well, that's what we're heading for, that hill up there. Whew, this is just such difficult terrain. I know the path's over that way somewhere, but the bog just keeps pushing me this way. Every time I try and head that way a little bit, I'm sort of sinking fast, so I'm just going to keep trying to head towards where the ground rises up. Whew, well, we're out of that bog, and I have to say, not a moment too soon. That's where we've come from. Right, I think now we're on a bit dry ground. It's time for some tea. Oh well, kettle's on, and whilst that's boiling, I'm going to have one of my pork pies. But first, if you'll excuse me, I'm just going to go for a wee. still not boiled. Getting warm though. Oh, it's my other pork pie gone. Just have to eat this one. Cheers. Oh, a break in the cloud, and I think you can see over there the TV broadcasting station. Look at that, not a soul as far as the eye can see. You can see our path quite clearly heading up the hill there. Bit nicer now the old mist has cleared a bit, eh? Worth looking back again for a moment at the beautiful view. Now we're properly among the peat bogs now. Well, we're near the top of Black Hill now, and it's this sort of strange, flat, featureless plateau. But I think the top's just over there somewhere. Well, there we go, the top of Black Hill, or Soldier's Lump as it's otherwise known, because apparently the ground here was so boggy that when the military surveyors wanted to put the trig post in, they had to build up the ground with logs. I think that stonework around there is relatively modern, and the ground level would have been where the bottom of the white trig point is, and it's been lowered by shrinkage of the peat bog. The sheep are now excluded from this area to try and let it recover a bit. So navigation from here should be pretty easy because I just follow the stone flags of the Pennine Way back down to Crowden. You know, I still haven't seen another soul since we set out this morning. Although I have had a strange feeling that I'm not entirely alone. At least the old weather's really cleared up though. Quite possibly we have more rain coming in behind us though. This is certainly the place to come if you like the wide open spaces. So, as I mentioned before, this is part of the Pennine Way, and maybe one day it would be good to walk the whole of the Pennine Way, all the way from Edale to Yetholm, whatever, just over the Scottish border. It's something I've always wanted to do, and maybe one day I'll do it. In the meantime, it's nice just to be on this little walk. The mist is coming down behind me, look. I reckon that'll overtake us soon, and we'll be back in the murk. Oh dear, looks like we've got a bit of wading to do. Oh man, this is proper deep. There's the path, it's under there somewhere. It's a bit slimy and slippery, I don't want to fall over in this. This stream certainly cut into the bank there. There's some shale exposed over there. Looks like we've got to ford this little stream as well. I think there was a lot of rain last night that's made these more swollen than they usually are. Oh man, again? Definitely more water than normal coming down here, I think. Really didn't stop raining all last night, and it has been quite wet previous days as well. Wow, look at that through there. Well, that's where we're heading for, just the end of that valley there. Well, I must admit, I'm starting to get a bit tired now, but these views are certainly keeping me going. Ah, now the murk's coming in again. Oh well, that's it for me views, I think. Oh well, we're getting there. Just gotta head down here and then along the valley back to the van. I'll tell you what, I'm half looking forward to a nice cup of tea. Looks like there's been a pretty recent landslip over there, doesn't it? Looks like some rocks have come down. So over there, in the distance, you can see the quarry workings that we walked up past on the way up. Well, I've diverted off the Pennine Way now, and I'm heading down a little footpath which should take me past the youth hostel and then down to the campsite. Excellent. There's the Crowden Youth Hostel. Doesn't look like there's many people staying there at the moment. And now it should be just a short walk down this track back to the campsite. Oh, and here we are. Oh, it's nice to be back. I've got a chicken mate that's come to say hello. Hello, chicken. Are you off again? Seems very interested in my wet, muddy gear. Nothing really to eat there for you, mate. Well, that was a great day out. I've just been down the shower block and freshened myself up a bit. Feel a little bit more human now. I've got some fish and chips to put in the oven for me dinner. Oh, lovely. Shame we haven't got any ketchup. I have to remember to keep some in the van. But still, very nice anyway. Well, I think the plan now is just to have a gentle, relaxed evening reading my book and maybe having a beer, because I've walked about 8.5 miles today according to the phone, and I'm pretty tuckered out. Anyway, I'm just going to pay a visit to the facilities and then I'll be back to have my beer. Oh well, cheers everyone. Well, I've had my breakfast, I've had a shower and I've packed the van away, and now it's time to head for home. Strangely though, I didn't sleep as well as I thought I might after all that exercise, and I feel like I've been bitten by something. Well, that's all for now. If you enjoyed it, press like, subscribe if you want to see some more, and ring the bell to be notified when we upload something new.